Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with another value video, which is one of the most fascinating ones. You see, Iman Gadzhi went broke nearly for the second time, and this time it was a slightly different from the first time. You see, what used to be the most influential personal brand, the single most profitable video sales letter, and 100 plus fan pages with 120 million views has now turned to absolute silence after Iman Gadzhi bought one of the two biggest companies in the info industry, which is the WAP and also the consulting.com. And here's what I mean by silence. Look at Iman 3 years ago. We got 7.8 million views, 7 million views, 4.5 million views, 3.7 million views. But what do you see now? 100k views, 91k views, 131k views. His average is 110k views, which is 120% less than his average of his whole channel. He's repeating the same 10k challenge every 2 or 3 months to squeeze every single drop of the milk that is left from his audience. You see, he has done the same thing more than 10 times. That makes many people call him a scammer. And by the way, I love Iman Gadzhi. I'm one of his fans. I was actually once a part of his program, and with all of the love and support, I'm actually going to explain how he managed to get back to the state of making millions of dollars. And because he manages to make 142k per day as he's sleeping, I'm also going to break down the landing page that he manages to make all of this money with, so you can replicate the exact same strategy for yourself and make the same exact change for yourself. And if you actually want to implement the same exact strategy, just simply click the first link in the description. So it starts actually with one simple reason, and this slightly impactful reason is a revolution from a small creators. Let me explain. You see, when the audience saw videos from William Brown, Brez Skills, and TJR Trades, they felt really special. So let's watch some of these videos so you would feel what is the change that is happening currently.
First learned it, that's where I learned it from as well, is Sam. So Sam used to say, one offer, one product, one funnel, right? And I agreed with that for a very long time. I no longer agree with that at all, right? The reason I don't agree with it is because that's what I did in my last business. It was very, very tough. The profit margin was quite low. And I just wish that I knew what I know.
People and the algorithm now reward authenticity. When you see a guy with a $1 million watch on his wrist and a $10 million award on his back, and he's talking about business, he's talking about how Sam Owens' strategy is not working, or Breskels with his crazy vlogs, Lamborghinis, crazy travels, and stupid cars, showing the business model that is making him 100k at 19, just like this.
What to do, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the exact business model that I use as a 19-year-old kid to make $100,000 per month. Now, first things first, if you guys know me, you don't know me maybe, my name's Brez, and basically what I do is a business model called freelance brand scaling.
And I'm sure you've seen these TJR vlogs. They're all over the place in TikTok and Instagram. You get the point now. When the audience feels special for the first time, that creators aren't trying to use 100 different sales tactics and psychologies in the video to sell a program to you. You really feel authenticity, and authenticity creates value. You associate authenticity and raw videos naturally with actual value, with actual help, and systematically edits, eye-catching colors, copyrighted videos, just like Iman Gadzhi videos back in the days that were making a whole lot of money. This VSO, I'm gonna make a breakdown video about it. This VSO made $20 million in liquid profit. That is insane. I'm going to break that down in this channel, so make sure to follow. We are not a big channel here, and I'm just putting really valuable videos, and I expect you just give it a thumb up and subscribe. Okay, now we are moving to the next stage of Iman Gadzhi's business, and that is adaptation. And we all know Iman Gadzhi. If there's one thing really special about him, is his ability to adapt. So you can watch his videos from years ago, from literally 10 years ago. He's putting like backhand biceps workout with me, 15-year-old Iman. And then you move on, you see the vlogs that he's like explaining how he wants to run his agency, to the Iman Gadzhi that got 7.8 million views for showing 7 principles for teenagers to become millionaires. But as I said, this time it failed because his audience really forgot him. They really didn't resonate with these type of videos anymore. And because there's only certain amount of value that you can give teenagers who want to become millionaires, he ran out of value. He was just repeating the same thing, so video didn't have that much value. And in other words, he was just repeating the same thing that took him 10 minutes, slowly yapping without any edit in 20 minutes. And that really pissed some of his audience off, and I was one of them. I actually really like to see one of those old videos of Iman that is explaining everything about how to make money as a beginner, but we don't see anything like that anymore because he made his change in a $192 billion industry that is estimated to go up to $219 billion in 2028 with 6.2% forecast compound annual growth. So the thing that I'm talking about is the change in his audience. He got less views, he made more money. He made a business channel for the business owner that are making more than $250,000 per year, so he can really serve those people that view him as the authority. You see, the kids, they don't want to hear about business. They want to hear about motivation. Iman right now shouldn't really be motivating people. He has the value of $100 million personal brand. And with this personal brand, he should talk about how to make a 9-figure a month info business, but not in the same channel that teenagers watch, in a channel that people view him as the authority. I mean, just think about it. He has the rich audience. If you want to make 100K with 1 grand courses, you need 100 clients. But if you want to do that with $18,000 offers, you only need 5 clients. Now you tell me, is it easier to get 100 clients or 5? He's really, really smarter than what we can question. And then you might say, well, no one's gonna buy the $18,000 program, just watch this.
Ryan Clogg and I paid $18,000 each to get just 1 hour of Iman Gadzhi's time. Here's everything we learned. So this is actually a snippet from a full 2-hour-long conversation Ryan and I had. It was a deep dive into his $5 million a month business covering funnels, ads, sales, a whole bunch more. These are just the highlights, but if you want the full video, it's linked in the description. Check that out next. But if you don't know Ryan yet, he's behind one of the biggest fitness coaching businesses in the world. He's generated nearly 100 million in sales, if not more than that by the time you're watching this video. And this year, his business hit $5.4 million in a single month. And what you're about to hear is the exact advice Iman gave him.
I paid Iman, I think it was 18 or 25, and I got on with him and we just like deep dove into like all current state affairs. And I was like, listen, I've been talking about business forever. I was thinking about doing it. I have 0 out there. Nobody knows who I am. He's like, just talk about what you do. And then you get in the course, and I consume the course in a day. And it was like, oh, do you use all this fancy equipment and do all this stuff? And I was like, I'm just gonna go lose.
You now see that his audience are big founders, people who generally need more trust. They need better services, they need one-on-one time, they need case study, and they need value. And these are the 5 things to master if you want to sell a high-ticket offer. So take a picture of it right now. The most important thing in this list is the value. That the easiest way to explain it is the value equation from Alex Hormozy. So dream outcome times the perceived likelihood of achievement, on-time delay times effort and sacrifices. Dream outcome is what you're trying to achieve. Perceived likelihood of achievement are your case studies. Time delay is the time frame that you deliver the results in. And the effort and sacrifices are the actions that the client need to take in order to achieve the result. Lower the effort and sacrifices and the time delay is, more valuable your offer is gonna be. No matter how big the dream outcome or the perceived likelihood of achievement is, if the time delay and the effort and sacrifices are as low as possible, results in unbelievable value. Now, you might know what you want to do, but you don't know how to do it, and how do you want to deliver this result. So I actually encourage you to do a deep market research inside Claude. So here's my example that I will also put it in the description somewhere. You see here, who do you help? You should write this in detail. Pain points and problems. How do you help them? Angles, examples of problems, and hundreds of other things that you can find it in the description. And the questions that you have to ask Claude, that is going to be in the research document. So he makes an estimate $1 million per week with this coaching offer, just posting 1 YouTube video a month. So here's Iman Gadzhi's 142K a day landing page. So we start off by the core offer that he's explaining: build a disgustingly profitable info business. And in the explanation here, he is differentiating himself by saying that you will only see this value in the top 1% of founders. The unfair advantages that are normally kept behind the closed doors. Rule number one, never forget that after every single section, give a call to action. Here you see this button. This is a call to action. It says apply now. And 50,000 business owners who are making more than 250K per year are coming to this page. He has to explain his fulfillment offer. So he does that by giving his special names and explanations, so it would actually make it engaging enough to scroll. Systems that you will install with us beside you. Organic category king, negative acquisition flywheel, revenue generating events, global talent arbitrage, attraction based sales. And, I think we can see him here. Yeah, his name is, Louis Berger, CMO of Iman Gadzhi, from 8-figure launches to the $20 million RSO. Yeah, I was once talking to him and he told me, like, he brings all of these names from ChatGPT. Like, he asks, I want, like, high-level business people to associate me with the content king. Now give me 12 creative names that I can put for my offer. So the second rule here is the emotion push. And he does that by a bonus layer. In Alex Hormozzi's $100 million offer book, it says that scarcity, bonuses, and guarantees are the push factors, right? Scarcity is creating FOMO through limited offers, limited bonuses, or something that never is going to be available again. Bonuses, which are the most important and effective push factors, are the things that offer less effort, more things with the same budget, that makes your offer 1 out of 1. And the guarantees, for example, you say, for 7 days, if you didn't like the deal, you can get a full refund. That is, I guess, what Iman Gadzhi does currently with this offer, if I'm not mistaken. What to do with your FU info money, so how you manage your wealth, global wealth and tax optimization, how to not pay taxes and escape Wallacey. Some bonuses that are really, really valuable, and when your bonus is more valuable than your core offer, then you're gonna go. If the bonus is like this, guess how valuable the core offer is gonna look like. Again, we see the call to action. Never forget to put call to action after each section. Then, after we move on to these explanation sections, number 3 is proof of the results that you got. So the audience wouldn't think that you're just rambling words out of your mouth. There are actually people supporting your thing with the results that they have got. So, for example, we see some reviews here from big founders, from tech founders, from big info founders. And don't forget to put a note that these results are not normal, and it is not 100% guaranteed that you're going to get the exact same result. So you will never end up in a court for 2 reasons. The first reason is that Google can actually tell you that you're claiming results and you can't run ads on it. Later, because the client didn't get the results simply because they didn't put the work in, they can't take you into the court and say that you promised me this result. And you should also be really careful with your guarantee in this way, that you shouldn't promise people they're going to make the result always anyways. In some cases, they might not actually want to work. And rule number 4 is logic, is the logic and the system behind how you're going to get results for your clients. So this brings us to the ethos, pathos, and logos diagram. Ethos, character, pathos, emotions, and logos, logic. You see how he started by giving proof at the beginning using ethos, then justifying that with emotions, bringing the urgency and the bonuses, and at the end, the logic behind how they're going to achieve the results that you have promised them. Now, if you want to take a screenshot from this diagram that you can use for any landing page to literally make hundreds of thousands of dollars, as I made for my clients and I combined, just take a screenshot from it. And if you feel that this video is really valuable and you want to move a step further, just simply take your time, 30-minute, book a founder assessment call, first link in the description, so I can actually get on a call with you and tell you what business strategy you have to implement to get the number that you have to do. It's first link in the description and in the pinned comments as well. So something interesting I saw, he's using his YouTube titles to attract attention into the urgency part. So he's saying how Iman Gadzhi decided to become famous and accomplished it in 12 months. When he says 12 months, you really think that you're gonna get left behind, and he's gonna implement this sense of urgency. So urgency is a scarcity based on time. You think that a resource is a scarce and it's not going to be available in a certain amount of time. That is exactly what he's doing here. And now the rule number 3.2 is the proof of the system. We had the proof of the result, now is the proof of the system. That is a part of the ethos. It is knowledge and morals, as he's explaining who is inside the team. So he says Iman Gadzhi, the CEO is the chief executive officer. CMO Louis Berger, this guy, I love him. CMO means chief marketing officer. Max, I can't read his last name, sorry. COO, chief operation officer. Ali Haider, CPO is the chief product officer. Now, one of the last sections is another case study, because we have three different formats of proof. We have the text, we have authority, and we have video. Text and video are pretty obvious. Authority is the exact thing that they're doing here, like saying that the Loosberger, the person who launched the $20 million VSO, they're bringing an authority by saying their accomplishments. If you know what I'm saying, it's a part of the rule number 3, which is proof of the result. And rule number 5, finally, pre-handle the objections, right? You don't want to get on a sales call, spend 2-3 hours of your time handling objections. You want to only give them the strategy, and they will decide if they want to work with you or no. So how do you handle those objections? By the common questions. And it shouldn't be the common questions, it should be the objections that people have. So they will get on a sales call with you, happy to spend 80K on your offer. And then we have his Instagram to ask questions from him. That is brilliant. So this was this whole landing page, the strategies he's using, my tips and tricks to how to actually move and groove in the industry that is growing right now. And I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.